Hi, I'm Mike Stanzik, and this is Water Polo Student, where we're all students of the game. So today we're going to do a little wall passing. And so you might have done wall passing before, but you might have not done it with the level of detail that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to break it down into progression. And so therefore you're going to want to stick around and watch these progressions to help you really elevate your passing and to look at the details of the fundamentals of passing and the steps that you can go to bring your passing to the next level. So we're going to do a little progression first against the wall. We're going to do wrists, and then we're going to do internal rotations, and then we're going to do full passing. And that's going to really look at the whole mechanics of the shot and the throw. And so with the wrists, we're looking for a break in the wrists. We really want to move that wrist in a follow through. That's going to give us power and give us control as we do that. Okay. Some people talk about the rolling off of the middle fingers, kind of the direction of it, and you can focus on that if you want as well, but we're looking at focusing on the wrist and that break of the wrist. On the internal rotation, we're keeping our elbow high up by our ear, and we're looking at rotating it in this direction, like this, okay? And so you can see the elbow stays in place. We're not throwing the elbow forward, we're just rotating on the elbow, and this is going to give us a quick shot, a controlled shot, and it's a useful skill for you to learn in your passing routine. And then finally we're going to go through the whole motion, and your elbow is going to come a little bit more forward on this as we're still using that rotation and we're using the wrist flick, so the internal rotation and the wrist flick. Okay, and that's going to be hard to do a little bit when we're close to the wall because it tends to add a lot of power, and so we'll do it what we can. All right, so stay tuned. Okay, so first we have our wrist passing, and so what I'm going to do is just put my elbow up high, and you can bring it back, or I'm going to keep it forward right here, and we're just going to focus on using that wrist to do that passing. You can see that I'm holding my elbow to make sure that I'm not using that part of my arm when I'm doing this passing. It's all just in that wrist passing. That wrist, breaking that wrist, think about all the way down. Okay. You can see my wrist here. I'm just going to let the ball drop and hold my hand at its end position. It hit this grate down here, a big bang. Boom! All right, play some music. All right, so I can do it with my left hand too. Might drop it here because my left hand's not as coordinated. But it's going okay right now. So there we have it. All right, move to the left hand. Now I'll move it up to my internal rotation. So I might step back just a little bit for this. And you notice I'm pretty close to the wall because we're not trying to throw it super hard. We're just working on our control of our movements here. And so the internal rotation, again, we're going to be just rotating right here on the elbow with the elbow high. So I'm just rotating on the elbow as I throw it and catch it. And notice my elbow is not coming in front of my face very much. You might be able to see it a little better on this side as I try to do that internal rotation with my left hand. Again, not as good at it. And so that's the internal rotation. And then finally we'll go through just passing against the wall in our natural way. And we can do a right hand, left hand, and then alternation. Again, I'm really close to the wall. I'm not trying to whip it here. I'm just getting the motion down. My elbow is high. I'm just standing flat to the wall. And just getting that consistent with all the way through the wrist at the end. Want to emphasize a little bit of one of the skills or the other. Left hand. Alternate. Okay, there we go. That's some passing against the wall. In this drill, which I call dribbling against the wall, we're just going to keep our hand close to the wall and look for just a little bit of separation between our hand and the ball, and it bounces off the wall and we keep control of it. The real benefit of this here is that you're going to bounce it off the wall at different angles, and it's going to be difficult to control, and there's going to be a lot of variation. And this is going to teach your muscles and your brain to handle any sort of direction and that the ball might hit your hand, and be able to control that ball, because it's going to come at you in different ways while you're in the game. And so that's what our goal here is, what we're trying to achieve. So let me demonstrate. There you go. As you can see, I'm much better at it with my right hand than my left hand, so I need some work with that, and that's because I don't have as much control with it. But you can see how difficult that it is as we move through that sequence. I'm Mike Stanczyk, and this has been Water Polo Student. Be sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel to support me and continue to make these videos for us. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.